Good morning, everyone. This is Father Nate, missionary priest in Italy, and thanks for joining us today, October 21st, on No Greater Delight, our podcast on Marian feasts and Marian meditations. So today, the Abbot Orsini starts off by telling us they celebrate Notre Dame d'Italan in Dijon, France. There's no further mention of anything there. It's a church. In Rabat, in Malta, they celebrate Modronatal Gar. And so there's a story, this is an old tradition. It says that long ago a hunter fell asleep in a cave and dreamt of the Virgin Mary. When he woke up, many years had passed. Kind of like, what's his face in I don't remember the name. The guy up in the mountains. Rip Van Winkle, there we go, Rip Van Winkle. On October 21st, 1450, a Dominican friar was dedicated above the sacred cave. So that's why they're celebrating today. The old stalactite statue of the Madonna of the Cave is in the church crypt, and a marble copy in the main sanctuary above. It's very interesting that in 1999, the marble statue wept human tears and blood. The church celebrates its dedication day and hosts a pilgrimage on the third Sunday of October. But yes, the church was dedicated on today, October 21st. Likewise, we're told that they celebrate in Opelousas, Louisiana, in the United States, Our Lady of Mercy, because that church was dedicated today in 1942. And then also, finally, we also celebrate Mater Sanctae Spei, the Mother of Holy Hope. I could not find exactly why today is the celebration day, but multiple sources said that it was today. This is a particular devotion of the Passionists. So the story is told that in 1750, a pious person had a painting of Our Lady painted, right? They requested that it was painted, right? And then it was done after a mission preached by Father Tommaso del Costato di Gesù, so Father Thomas of the Side of Christ, who later would go on to become the Bishop of Todi and the first bishop of the Passionist Order, right? Obviously, Tommaso del Costato di Gesù wasn't that was his religious name. As they said later, he was Bishop Struzzieri, which is his, I guess, birth or baptismal name. And so the person was just so happy with this mission, they gave the image to Father Thomas, right? Who always brought it with him during these missions. Since the very beginning, this image was given the title of Mater Sanctae Spei, Our Lady of Hope, right? And the Passionists have taken this image, probably because it was right at the beginning of the order, and just used it in all of their holy missions, right? And they would make copies of it so that it would be left in the places they had preached their missions, right? And so they also, there's a very old tradition among the Passionists to decorate every room that can be lived in their hermitages with this image, right? We're told that the image is found, the original is found in the new choir of Saint Gabriele, whereas in Sant'Angelo di Pontano, there's a very old copy, right? And like we said, this image of Our Lady is very much venerated by the Passionist congregation, who invokes it during their popular missions, as she is the one who can, who gathers up in her heart all of our anxieties and all of our hopes. So that's what we're celebrating today in the Marian world on October 21st. For today's reading from True Devotion to Mary by St. Louis de Montfort, we continue with part 2, entitled On the Most Excellent Devotion to Our Blessed Lady, or the Perfect Consecration to Jesus by Means of Mary. And again, we continue with the first part, In What Consists the Perfect Consecration to Jesus through Mary? Yesterday we heard some first points, and today we'll just continue with his remarks, right? At point 122, we read, Here we must remark that there are two things in the good works which we do, namely, satisfaction and merit. In other words, there's satisfactory or impetratory value, and their meritorious value. The satisfactory or it's a difficult word, impetratory value of a good work is the good action, so far as it satisfies for the pain due to sin, or obtains some fresh increase of grace. The meritorious value, or the merit, is the good action so far as it merits grace now and eternal glory hereafter. Now, in the consecration of ourselves to Our Lady, we give her all the satisfactory, impetratory, and meritorious value of our actions. In other words, the satisfactions and merits of all our good works. We give her all our merits, graces, and virtues, not to communicate them to others, for our merits, graces, and virtues are, probably speaking, incommunicable, and it is only Jesus Christ who, in making himself our surety with his Father, is able to communicate his merits. But we give them to her to keep them, to augment them, and to embellish them for us, as we shall explain by and by. But we give her our satisfactions to communicate them to whom she likes, and for the greatest glory of God. It follows from this that, and here this is point 123, and then he's going to continue with a number of points. He likes lists. So, first, by this devotion, we give to Jesus Christ, in the most perfect manner, inasmuch as it is by Mary's hands, all that we can give him, and far more than by any other devotions in which we give him either part of our time or part of our good works or part of our satisfactions and mortifications. Whereas here everything is given and consecrated to him, even to the right of disposing of our interior goods and of the satisfactions which we gain by our good daily works. This is more than we do even in a religious order. In religious orders we give God the goods of fortune by the vow of poverty, the goods of the body by the vow of chastity, and our own will by the vow of obedience, and sometimes the liberty of the body by the vow of the cloister. But we do not by those vows give him the liberty or the right to dispose of the value of our good works. And we do not strip ourselves, as far as a Christian man can do so, of that which is dearest and most precious to him, namely his merits and satisfactions. So again, that was point 123. And what is he talking about? Again, he says, in a good work, you have these two aspects. You have the satisfaction, right, which is how we make up for the punishment due to sin, or it gives us some increase of grace, and the merit, right? It gives us grace now and eternal glory. And he says, it's not properly ours to, to be able to dispose of these things, right? What we do is we give them to Mary.
Thank you for listening, and we hope you enjoyed our Marian podcast. As St. John Paul II teaches us, from Mary we learn to love Christ, her Son, the Son of God. Through her intercession, may we grow ever closer to him. We encourage you to share this with a loved one or friend and help spread our devotion to Mary. Thank you, and God bless.